ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. This is what it's all about tonight here at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. That is the championship trophy for the 37th Hugh Campbell Basketball Classic. The St. George's Jaguars, the champions out of Grand Bahama, taking on the government school champs, the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins. And before we get more on tonight's game, we're going to tell you how it all happened yesterday at the AF Arley Gym. Up first was the government school champs, the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins. Undefeated so far in tournament play, they would take on their GSSA counterparts, the Anton Rogers Timberwolves. The Timberwolves actually handed the Marlins their first loss on the season in the government school playoffs. This time around, though, the Marlins not taking any chances. They take a big lead and withstand a late rally from the Wolves to pull off a 68-63 victory and advance to their first final since 2014.
We had a little drought, but we managed to continue the defense and get some stops.
Our offense and defense was flowing consistently, but sometimes on the drive, like we just letting them get past us easily, like we was breaking down defensively.
The Grand Bahama champs, the St. George's Jaguars, up next against the CC Sweeting Cobras. This one, not much of a contest at all. It was all Jags from start to finish. They advanced to the title game for the first time in school history, winning 65-45.
We just played team defense. We listened to our coaches, and we just dominated and do what we had to do. We played together, we shared the ball, and we just came out and we didn't play selfish. We shared the ball. We do what we had to do, basically it.
We work hard, we play team defense, stick together as a team.
So now it's just two left standing, St. George's and Doris Johnson, both looking for their first Hugh Campbell title.
Willing to go all out. If I gotta die doing this, man, it's what I love. The first team to ever go for Hugh Campbell finals, and I really appreciate it.
One more win away from championship.
We have the size, we have the height, we have the body, we have the stature, so we good to go.
Yeah, they'll be a pretty much matchup because last time we played them, they beat us, so it will be a good redemption to get the win.
The 2019 North Long Island High School Basketball Jamboree all history now. In the primary school division, South Long Island won the title 15-9 over Inagua. Rohan Burrows named the MVP after posting 12 points in the win.
We hustle hard, we play D hard, we shoot a lot of shots. Gotta play good D and take your time shooting your shots. My coach told me play hard defense, very good offense and pass it, always pass it to good ball handler and making all the shots and play good, score all the points.
It feels great. My coach said to play hard, have good defense, and play rough.
Most of them knew it. First time really playing in any type of competition. You know, we had one school town and we don't get that opportunity to play no one else, so it's good.
On to the senior girls now. The NGM Major Wildcats nipping North Long Island 11-9 to take home the championship.
We practiced, we did our best, we wanted to win, and we did it, and we prayed, and we hustled it out.
If we would have get the free throws and bend our knees and push harder, we would have won.
I mean, well, first off, I thought we had it, but then I realized that we was down. So, you know, we couldn't do about that. We try our best. We know we couldn't do.
All in all, organizers happy with how the tournament has progressed over the years.
We can see over the years that the tournament has grown, and this year, you know, it's really going well. It varies from school to school. We're not able to compete at Hugh Campbell, but this tournament gives other schools who can't play at Hugh Campbell a great competition down here in Long Island.
The level of play has to increase because even from right now, we had one person in the name of Chevalius Miller, who's now played here, is playing in Spain in the pro basketball. I remember him playing on the team here, and the winning team was the most valuable player. He went and he played with Texas A&M.
Our senior men's national basketball team coming away with the second place finish in Group A of the FIBA America Cup 2021 pre-qualifiers in Belize. They started off with a loss to Cuba, but followed up with wins over Antigua and Barbuda and the host to book their spot in the next round. And from here, it will be much tougher as they take on the likes of Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Canada, the Dominican Republic, Mexico, Panama, Puerto Rico, Uruguay, the USA, Venezuela, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. From the NBA, a big win for Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings over the weekend against the third-best team in the West, the OKC Thunder. Buddy once again leading the way with 34 points.
It's all a finish, and we know we're our backs against the wall, and we know we're trying to fight for playoff spots, and we had to come in big-time environments like this and come up with a win. That was big time for our team, man. Big win.
Now, Buddy would get a big break in the game, but when he came back in, he got himself to the free throw line right away to get back in rhythm.
All I want to see two go in, and after that, that's all she wrote. I'm a confident guy. And today shows a lot. Come on in and shoot the ball and be myself, man.
Buddy, of course, a former Oklahoma Sooner, and prior to the game against OKC, he made his way to Norman to watch his alma mater play, the Texas Longhorns.
It's special, man. I thank God every time. Oklahoma means a lot to me. Coach Kruger and Coach Crutch and the whole Oklahoma community, have my back from day one. And I keep thanking God, and I thank God for this win. Thank God for putting Oklahoma in my life, man. It's a big part of it.
Justin Roberts now ranked 97th in the Intercollegiate Tennis Association rankings. His Arizona State Sun Devils played twice over the weekend. They lost 5-2 on Friday to Texas A&M. Justin fell in a tough three-setter in singles, 7-5, 4-6, and 10-2, but he did pick up a win in doubles. As for yesterday, the Sun Devils won 4-3 over San Diego. Justin losing another three-setter in singles, 5-7, 6-4, and 6-4, while winning in doubles. The Sun Devils off again until Friday, March 8th, when they play Stanford. The Big Ten Indoor Track and Field Championships taking place over the weekend in Michigan. Indiana's Giles Eddy in among a trio of competitors to break the facility record in the men's high jump. The sophomore cleared 7-1 for a third-place finish. Still talking track and field, the GSSA Championships are scheduled for later on this week. They start on Wednesday and run through Friday.
Looking at what I've seen taking place during the club meets, we have I think we have one or two athletes that really qualify in some of the events, and so I'll be looking forward for outstanding athletes from all of the schools. I think this is going to be very, very exciting, and we're looking for new talent. And so to say, to give you a name, I don't want to go overboard and give you the wrong name. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be spectacular, and you can anticipate good performances from all.
The Province Volleyball Association Championships closing out on Friday night. The Scottsdale Vixens finally got dethroned, losing to the Lady Defenders.
This championship has been 10 years in the making. When most of these young ladies were only 12, 13, and 14 years of age. Now these young ladies are 20, 24 years of age, but one or two a little bit older. And so I'm so proud of these young ladies. They did a wonderful job.
On the men's side, it was all about the defenders as well. They won over the National Fence Intruders.
It's always difficult when you play a good team on court and on paper. So we had to put together a strategy. We worked together with that strategy, and we came out in the end victorious.
The game was a good game. We had a game plan. We started to play our game, but coming down to the end, we just lost focus a little bit, and we gave up a lot of free points. So that's what really brought the team down.
We are back here at the Candle Isaacs Gym. The Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins and St. George's Jaguars both on court warming up as we speak. There's about an hour and 10 minutes before tip-off at 9 o'clock tonight. So you want to get down here to the Candle Isaacs Gym. These two teams are very evenly matched. They go pound for pound, side for side. I'm joined now by my colleague Amajon knows he will be on the call tonight. And Amo, it's going to be quite a game out here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good matchup between the two teams. Now, you remember in my top 10 ranking before the tournament started, I had them at 1 and 2. So it's pretty much chalk at this point. Now, both of the teams have pretty good size, so I think that will negate each other. So I think it's going to come down to guard play and shooting in this game. Which team's guards are going to be able to control the tempo of the game, and that's going to be the deciding factor in the night championship game.
Now, Doris, they haven't lost all tournament long, but St. George's, they did suffer that loss, and it seemed to be a wake-up call for them. They played very well yesterday.
Yeah, they did play really good against CC Sweeting last night. I think none of the top teams really played a complete game yet, but St. George's played a complete game last night against CC Sweeting. They were the St. George's team that I thought coming into the tournament. That's what I saw last night. The defense was smothering. Their bigs were all over the place. The guard play was really good, and I think that for Doris tonight, they have a tough task in their hands trying to take out St. George's, Johnny.
So you don't think anybody has an edge, right?
I don't really think there's a decisive edge. I think it's going to be a really close game. I don't think any team is going to be able to dominate or separate themselves early on because, like I said earlier, they both have really good size and they both have really good bigs. So it's going to come down to the guard play and shooting tonight.
Very good players on both of these teams out here tonight, but they aren't the only good players in this tournament. You know, you've been watching since Wednesday. There's some really good players in the tournament as a whole.
Yeah, I saw a lot of good play. They were knocked out early with Temple Christian guard. Dayton Aubrey was pretty exceptional early on. Anatole Rogers guard. Tyrell Butler also was really good. There are a lot of talented players in high school basketball in the country, and I think that as far as the prospects for Bahamian basketball, it's pretty promising, Johnny.
Well, we can tell you 9 o'clock tonight here at the Kendall Isaac Gym, the Hugh Campbell final, the 37th edition, is going to be the government school champions, the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins, up against the Grand Bahama champions, the St. George's Jaguars. It's going to be a battle. Come on down. If not, you're going to want to watch it live right here on ZNS. But that is it for now, and we're going to send it back to the studio where a final check on weather is still to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.